equilibrium. You have only one attempt. Yes, Richard.
Unstable equilibrium.
Unstable equilibrium. Pope John. A uniform sphere on a horizontal plane is in which type of equilibrium? One attempt. Yes, Michael.
Neutral equilibrium.
Neutral equilibrium. Find the domain of each function. This statement goes to both schools. Find the domain of each function. Now, your function in Mfantsipim school. Y is equal to x squared minus 1 all over x squared minus 4. Yes, Ronald?
X is such that x is a real number and x is not equal to plus or minus 2.
That's correct. Your function, Pope John. Y is equal to square root of x minus 5. Yes, Samuel.
X says that x is a real number, x is not less than 5.
Try again.
It's less than or equal to 5.
Except that x is short, except x is...
Your final try.
S said that S is a member of real numbers. S is greater or equal to 5.
That's correct. In Mfantsipim school, where exactly, and I mean exactly, in the body would you find rhodopsin?
The pancreas.
Yes, Richard.
The pancreas.
No. Try again. Yes, Roland. Ronald.
The stomach.
Your final try. You've been bailed out. So a bonus. Yes, Samuel.
In the rods of the retina of the eye.
That's correct. Your own question. Where exactly, and I mean exactly, in the body would you find the xiphoid cartilage? Yes, Michael.
Tongue.
Festus.
In the ear.
Your final try. Yes, Samuel.
Between the vertebrae of the axial skeleton.
I'm passing it on for a bonus. Yes, Ronald.
The lower part of the sternum, just below the sternum, attached to the sternum. There's the lower part of the sternum.
Okay, I'll give you. It's at the end of the sternum, the tip of the sternum. Your question. State the spatial arrangement of sp2 hybrid orbitals. One attempt only. The spatial arrangement of sp2 orbitals. Yes, Evans.
Trigonal planar.
All right, yes. Pope John, when a carbon atom undergoes sp2 hybridization, there is an unhybridized p orbital. Spatially, how is this related to the three hybridized orbitals? Yes, someone.
It's perpendicular and vertical to the other orbitals.
That's correct. This brings us to the end of round 1.
As a little girl, my dream was to become a doctor. I always wanted to help the sick. Now I'm in the dental school together with others who had similar dreams. The support from the Ghana Education Trust Fund has made things a lot better. Their support has helped provide new equipment, teaching aids, improved facilities, and our student loan. We're studying hard, and we know that we can continue to count on support from Get Fund to turn our dreams into reality.
At the end of the first round, our scores are Mfantsipim School 22 points, Pope John Secondary School 22 points. Well done so far, contestants. We still have a long way to go. Let's see what happens in round 2. As you know, round 2 is our round for applied science. It's our chance to find out how well you apply those things you learn in class to everyday life, because science, as you know, is all around us. Let's begin round 2. This time we'll start on my right with Pope John Secondary School. Your question: when the valves of the veins become faulty, they do not allow efficient return of blood to the heart. Blood therefore accumulates in the veins. What are these veins called? Yes, Festus.
Varicose veins.
They are varicose veins. Mfantsipim. Bronchioles can sometimes collapse. Example, during asthmatic attacks. While the bronchi cannot. What accounts for this? Yes, Richard.
Bronchi have rings of cartilage which strengthen them, but bronchioles have no rings of cartilage, as they can collapse.
That's correct. Your question, Pope John. Give an example of a liquid solution prepared by dissolving a gas in a liquid. Yes, Festus.
HNO3.
I can't take that. Try again.
H2SO4.
Aqueous HCl.
I'm passing it on for bonus. Yes, Ronald.
Aqueous ammonia or ammonium hydroxide.
I don't think you understood the question. I'm looking for a liquid solution prepared. Okay, so I was looking for you to tell me about carbonated beverages. Soft drinks, beer, champagne, fizzy wines, those sorts of things. All right. Mfantsipim. Give an example of a solid solution prepared from 2 solids.
Bronze.
Bronze is correct. Your question, Pope John. Find the range of the function y is equal to 2 sine x. Amwak.
Y said that 0 is less than or equal to 0 degrees is less than or equal to y degrees, which is less than or equal to 360 degrees.
Try again.
Okay, Y said that 1 is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to 2.
I'm passing it on for a bonus. Yes, Richard.
Y said that y is less than or equal to 2.
No, I can't give you the mark. It's y, a real number such that -2 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 2. Your question in Mfantsipim School. Find the range of the function y is equal to tan x. Yes, Ronald.
Y is such that y is less than infinity and y is greater than 0.
Try again.
Y is such that y is such that y is less than or equal to infinity, but y is greater than or equal to 0.
Your last attempt, or we pass it on for a bonus. Amwak.
Y said that y is a real number.
That's correct. Pope John, the concave mirror used in car headlamps is parabolic instead of spherical. Why are spherical concave mirrors not used? Yes, Festus.
Because the spherical mirrors have a large aperture, so when the light is placed at the focus, not all the waves from the light which is incident on this is going to be parallel to the principal axis of the mirror.
Okay, it's preferred because using the concave those parabolic mirrors do not produce blurred images. In other words, they avoid spherical aberration, so they are rather preferred.
You are making matters worse. I will give you 2 out of 3 for the original answer. The spherical mirrors produce a divergent beam, whereas when you have the parabolic mirror, you can have a parallel beam. You try to explain that. Okay, your question in Mfantsipim School. What is the reason for using a split commutator in a generator? Yes, Evans?
It's to allow continuous flow of electricity and not an irregular flow.
Try again, be more specific.
And when the rotor turns, it allows electricity to continuously flow through the circuit. That's the rotor.
I'm passing it on for a bonus. Yes, Michael.
The commutator is used so that the current direction can be reversed. That's the positive and negative poles are reversed.
I'll give it. When you are able to cause this reversing of polarity, then you obtain a direct current. Your question, Pope John. Even though the mating of a male donkey and a female horse produces young that grow to be adult mules, horses and donkeys are regarded as separate species. Why? Yes, someone.
Because when they interbreed, their offspring is sterile. For that reason, they can't be regarded.
In Mfantsipim School, even though insects in the order Lepidoptera feed mainly on nectar and fruit juices, they are often regarded as serious plant pests. Why? Yes, Richard.
This is because they use their proboscis to suck plant juices. They use their proboscis to suck juices from the fruit and then from the flowers of plants.
Try again.
And also they are vectors of diseases.
Try again. I'm passing it on for a bonus. Yes, Pope John. Amwa.
Because their caterpillars feed on the leaves of green plants, thereby being pests to them.
I'll give it. Pope John, your own question. Explain how indicators allow end of titrations to be determined. Amwa.
Okay, this is because the indicator is made up of an anion part and a cation part. When it's unionized, it has its own particular ion and color, and when it's ionized, it produces more of its anion, it has a different color. So depending on the medium into which it's produced, there will be excess of either the unionized indicator giving it a particular color, or the excess of the anion part of it that gives another color.
And also it's an organic.
I'll give it. Mfantsipim, your question. How do buffers function? Yes, Richard.
A buffer is made up of a weak organic acid and then its acid salt, or a weak organic base and its base salt. Now, when there's a change in the pH, there's either the production of excess hydrogen ions or a reduction in the production of excess OH minus ions. Now, the ions of the buffer, that is the salt, would either combine with the excess hydrogen ions if it is an acid, and therefore reduce the pH, or that of the salt react with excess OH ions to increase the pH again, and aside the pH will be relatively constant.
All right, I'll give it. I'll give the mark. You are correct. They resist changes in pH, But what you have to realize is that they do this when you have small quantities of acids or bases added to the medium in which they are. All right? So small changes, that's what they are able to deal with. Your question, Pope John. Two events, A and B, are such that the probability of A is 0.8, the probability of B is 0.6, and the probability of A intersection B is 0.4. Find the probability of the union of A and B. Yes, Festus.
0.88.
Amwa.
0.52.
Last chance.
0.5.
Michael.
0.08.
No. It's 1.
It's true.
Yours.
56.
Two events, the same A and B, are such that the probability of A is 0.8. The probability of B is 0.6. And the probability of A intersection B is 0.4. Find the conditional probability of A given B. Yes.
2/3.
2/3 is correct. Pope John, explain why people generally feel uncomfortable when humidity is high and the weather is hot. Yes, Festus.
When the humidity is high, so when the weather is hot, the body becomes warm. So in order to cool itself, the body you must sweat so that upon evaporating, you're going to take latent heat of vaporization from the body. But in the humid weather, because of the greater amount of moisture in the atmosphere, evaporation is hindered. And so even though you are feeling uncomfortable, you are not able to sweat properly to cool down the body.
That's correct. Explain why people feel uncomfortable when humidity is low and the air is very dry. Yes, Richard.
When humidity is low and the sweat produced evaporates very quickly, and therefore the body tends to be very dry, and the skin will crack because any sweat produced will be evaporates very quickly.
You want to add something?
There's further loss. There's too much loss of water from the body.
I'll give the mark. Another possibility is that you have your throat becoming very dry because of excessive loss of moisture. This brings us to the end of round 2.
The future lies in the hands of our children. Children today, leaders tomorrow. And education holds the key. Without the proper learning environment, these children may never reach their full potential. And it should not be that way. That is where the Ghana Education Trust Fund steps in, so that these children can have access to basic facilities and enjoy the learning experience. Gradually, one by one, we are removing the barriers in the way of quality basic education. We will continue, so they too can continue. Get Fund. We invest in tomorrow's leaders.
At the end of the second round, our scores are Mfantsipim School 37 points, Pope John Secondary School 39 points. We have a keen contest on our hands. Let's look at round 3. Contestants, as you know, round 3 is our problem of the day. Here we give you a problem which is a little bit more involved, so we give you 3 minutes in which to solve it. When you are done, I will ask a representative from each school to present your results on a whiteboard, after which we'll compare your results to the results provided by our consultants. Contestants, you may turn over the sheet. Our problem of the day. Find the values of A, B, and C for which 16 plus 4x minus x squared is equivalent to A minus brackets open, B minus CX brackets closed squared. Hence, deduce the maximum value for 16 plus 4x minus x squared and the corresponding value of x. Good luck, contestants. You may begin.
As I start my day, I know they are counting on me. I am a truck driver for the Ghana Education Trust Fund. My job is to supply books to schools across the country. Whenever I see the school kids, my mind goes back to my school days. I too had hopes and dreams that sadly never came to pass. I made a firm promise to myself that if I couldn't chase my dreams, I would make sure that others could. Seeing these happy kids simply warms my heart. It's happening every day, and I'm proud to be part of Get Fund. Get Fund, we invest in tomorrow's leaders.
Contestants, please send a representative from your school to present your solution on the whiteboard. Let's look at the ideal solution from our consultants. You start by expanding the expression on the right side. So you wind up with 16 plus 4x minus x squared is equivalent to A minus open brackets b squared minus 2bcx plus c squared x squared, brackets closed. From there, you can compare the coefficients. If you do so, the constant 16 is equal to a minus b squared. 4, this is the coefficient of x. 4 is equal to 2bc. And the coefficient of x squared, negative 1, is equal to negative c squared. The easiest one to solve first will be for c. Just by looking, you can tell that c is 1. Now you substitute. 4 is equal to 2b, and so b is 2. Next, 16 is equal to a minus b squared, and so a is equal to 16 plus b squared, which is 20. From there, you can tell that a will have to be 20. So a is 20, b is 2, and c is 1. That's the first part. Next, to find the maximum value of the expression. If you inspect the expression, you will find out that you will have your maximum value when b minus cx all squared is 0. So b minus cx has to be 0. If you solve this equation, you will come up with the answer that the maximum value will be 20. Okay? If you set b minus cx to be 0, then that part of the expression falls out. And so the expression, the maximum value is equal to a, which we have found out is 20. If you look carefully, you will also understand that x is therefore 2 when you have your maximum value. All right. Of course, this is not the only way in which to solve this problem, but this is one way to get the right solution. Let's see what our contestants did. We start with Pope John. Pope John attempted the problem in a different way, a perfectly legitimate way, but they faced some problems. They factorized the expression on the left, but they didn't quite compare with the expression on the right. Had they done so, they would have quickly realized what A, B, and C are. So they looked at something else, they didn't compare, and so they came up with the wrong answers for A and B. They got C right. Next, they went ahead and found the maximum value for the expression. They got that part correctly, and they realized that the maximum occurs for x is equal to 2. For this bit of effort, they will get 5 marks. The key was to recognize the procedure, the steps in which to take. Their final answers were a little off, but the procedure was there. All right, let's look at the solution from Mfantsipim School. They followed the same method that our consultants used. They correctly expanded the expression, they compared the coefficients, and they got the correct values for A, B, and C. They substituted correctly and realized that the maximum value will have to be 20. And they also got the corresponding value of x to be 2. Perfect score. This brings us to the end of the problem of the day. Round 4, gentlemen. In this round, I'm going to be presenting questions to the schools. You will have 30 seconds in which to provide a response to questions involving calculations. For questions that do not involve calculations, you will have 15 seconds in which to provide your response. All right. We start with a preamble to both schools. 2 moles of a gaseous compound A and 3 moles of another gaseous compound B are mixed in a sealed vessel at a constant temperature T Kelvin. A and B react reversibly to give C. The balanced equation is A plus B going reversibly to 2C. We start on my left in Mfantsipim. If at equilibrium 30% of A has reacted, what is the mole fraction of C? Yes, Richard.
0.24.
0.24 is correct. Pope John, your question with the same preamble. Calculate Kc at the temperature T when only 20% of A has reacted. Yes, someone.
0.8.
Try again.
0.2.
Your last chance. For a bonus in Mfantsipim School. Evans.
9/56.
No, that's incorrect. It's 0.15. Your own question, Mfantsipim. An object moves on the average 30 meters each minute. How many kilometers does it cover in one day? Yes, Evans?
43.2 kilometers.
43.2 kilometers. Your question, Pope John. A body covers a distance of 720 kilometers in one day. How many meters does it cover in a minute? Amwa.
5,600 meters.
Try again.
560 meters.
Your last chance.
Okay, 5,400 meters.
No, I'm passing it on for a bonus. Mfantsipim School.
5 times 10 to the power minus 4 meters.
That's not correct. It's 500 meters. Your question in Mfantsipim School. What does dietary fiber consist of? Yes, Richard?
Cellulose from the cell of plants. And then roughage. That is the undigested parts of the food.
I'll give it. Pope John, give me 3 symptoms of kwashiorkor. Yes, Michael.
The person has a distended stomach, he has slender arms, and then he has pale skin and discolored hair.
2 out of 3. You could have talked also about anemia, diarrhea, cracked scaly skin, stunted growth, irritability, many of them. Mfantsipim, if x plus 3 and x minus 1 are both factors of x cubed plus ax squared minus bx minus a, find values of a and b. Evans.
B is -1.
These.
I'm passing it on for a bonus. Pope John, Amwa.
B is 1 and A is 3.
That's correct. Your question, Pope John. 5x cubed minus 3x squared plus ax plus 8 leaves a remainder r when divided by x plus 1, and the remainder 2r when divided by x minus 1. Evaluate A. Amwa.
A is 5.
Try again.
A is -5.
For a bonus, Mfantsipim.
A is 3.
No, A is -10/3. Preamble to both schools. 300 centimeter cubed of 0.30 mole per decimeter cubed HCl are added to 500 centimeter cubed of 0.20 mole per decimeter cubed of KOH, and the mixture shaken to give a uniform solution. Now, Mfantsipim, calculate the moles of KCl formed. Yes, Richard?
0.09 moles.
0.09 moles. Pope John, with the same preamble, state the reagent in excess and calculate its concentration.
Yeah, the more ratio is 1:1, so it has no excess reagent.
I'll give you 1 out of 3.
Excess is the
KOH is in excess. The concentration is 0.0125 mole per decimeter cubed. Another preamble to both schools. A ball is thrown horizontally from the top of a building with a speed of 15 meters per second. It strikes the horizontal ground below in 3 seconds. you may assume that acceleration due to gravity is 10 meters per second squared. Now, in Mfantsipim, what is the horizontal distance traveled by the ball? Yes.
90 meters.
Try again. Yes, Richard?
45 meters.
45 meters. Prof. John, with the same preamble, what is the height of the building?
45 meters.
It's also 45 meters. Your question, Mfantsipim. Which of the following is not associated with cnidarians? One attempt. A, presence of stinging cells. B, one body opening. C, a sac-like body. D, a bilaterally symmetrical body. E, presence of tentacles. Yes.
A bilaterally symmetrical body.
That's correct.
No one should get boarded. No one should get boarded.
Pope John, which of the following is not associated with all animals in the class Cephalopoda? A, the presence of an external shell. B, the presence of tentacles. C, well-developed head. D, modification of the foot into a siphon. E, well-developed sensory organs.
External skin.
One attempt. Yes, Michael.
Presence of an external shell.
That's correct. The final pair of questions in this round. Mfantsipim. Actually, let's start with a preamble to both schools once again. Find the equation of the curve with gradient dy dx and passing through the point A if, Mfantsipim, dy dx is equal to x squared minus 3x and A is 0, 3. Yes, Evans?
1 over 3 x cubed minus 3 over 2 x squared plus 3.
That's correct.
We need 2 over 3. We and 2 over 3.
With the same preamble, dy dx is equal to 2x plus 1 over x squared. A is negative 1, 1.
Okay. X squared minus 1 over x equals 0.
No, I'm passing it on for a bonus. Richard?
Y is equals minus x.
No. Y is equal to x squared minus 2 over x minus 2. With that, we come to the end of round 4.
The future lies in the hands of our children. Children today, leaders tomorrow. And education holds the key. Without the proper learning environment, these children may never reach their full potential. And it should not be that way. That is where the Ghana Education Trust Fund steps in, so that these children can have access to basic facilities and enjoy the learning experience. Gradually, one by one, we are removing the barriers in the way of quality basic education. We will continue, so they too can continue. Get Fund. We invest in tomorrow's leaders.
At the end of the 4th round, our scores are Pope John Secondary School 54 points, Mfantsipim School 68 points. We come to the top of round 5. As you know, contestants, round 5 comes to you in 2 parts. For the first part, I will be presenting statements to schools. The school is to respond by stating whether the statement is true or false. For a correctly answered statement, you will get 2 marks. For a wrongly answered statement, you will lose 1 mark from scores you have already accumulated. You may choose not to respond. If you don't respond, your statement will be passed on to your opponents for the full 2 marks. Let's begin the first part of round 5. We'll start on my right. Pope John, your statement. Isotopes are 2 or more atoms of the same element with the same mass numbers but different number of neutrons. Yes, Michael?
False.
It's false. Mass refers to the same physical property as inertia. Yes.
It's true.
It's true. Red blood cells do not have mitochondria. Michael?
True.
It's true. The set of integers less than 100 is a finite set. Richard?
It's false.
It's false. Sine 180 degrees minus A is equal to negative sine A. Yes, Michael?
True.
It's false. An isothermal process is any process that takes place at a constant temperature. Yes, Richard?
It's true.
It's true. The efficiency of a machine is the ratio of the input force to the output force. Yes, Michael?
False.
It's false. Is the ratio of the output force to the input force. All organisms that reproduce sexually have a diploid stage. Richard?
It's true.
It's true. Evolution does not occur in individual organisms. Yes, Michael?
True.
That's true. The number 1242 is divisible by 9. Yes.
It's true.
It's true. It is only a temperature change of a chemical equilibrium that can change the equilibrium constant of that equilibrium. Yes, Michael?
It's true.
That's true. For an ideal machine, the work done by the output force is equal to the work done by the input force. Yes, Richard?
It's true.
It's true. In perfectly elastic collisions, mechanical energy and momentum are always conserved. Michael?
It's true.
It's true. Natural selection cannot occur in a population whose members are genetically identical. Yes, Richard?
It's true.
It's true. Complement of a set involves a binary operation. Yes, Michael?
It's true.
No, it's false. Our final statement. Iron and aluminium occur almost to the same extent in the Earth's crust. Yes, Evans?
False.
It's false. We have 4.7% for iron and 7.5% for aluminium. This brings us to the end of the first part of round 5. For the second part of round 5, I will be giving you riddles to solve. The riddle goes to both schools. When a school is ready to solve the riddle, they have to alert me by pressing their bell. Pope John, what does your bell sound like? Okay. Mfantsipim School, your bell. All right. The first riddle. In English slang, I am an awkward or difficult situation. Even though I am generally small, you can find one regional capital in me. I am well known to golfers. I am a home to many animals. Yes, Pope John.
Whole.
Whole is correct. I am a fluid and not a solid. Therefore, there is nothing hard about me. Chemically, I am a solution containing some soluble inorganic substances. My dissolved substances are simply terrified of heat. With heating, my precious dissolved substances turn solid and precipitate out. At that stage, I become soft-hearted and friendly. Heat always reminds me that in this world, nothing is permanent. Who am I? Yes, Pope John.
Lead oxide.
No. Yes, Mfantsipim.
Calcium hydroxide.
No. It's actually water with temporary hardness. Temporary hard water. Next riddle. I am a cartilaginous structure. I am associated with amphibians, reptiles, and mammals. Without me, frogs cannot croak. In animals with a keen sense of smell, I have been modified to enable them to continue breathing while swallowing. Yes, Mfantsipim.
Nostrils.
No, that's not right. This means in Mfantsipim school, you are observers. We continue with you, Pope John. I am located at the upper part of the trachea. I contain the vocal cords. Who am I? Yes.
Larynx.
Larynx is correct. Our final riddle. I am part of a closed geometric figure in a plane. I am associated with a sector, a segment, and a circumference of a circle. In relation to a diameter, I am a semicircle. Yes, Pope John?
Chord.
No. This time you become the observer. In Mfantsipim school. Remember, I am Noah's famous boat. Who am I? Yes. Ark. This brings us to the end of round 5.
As a little girl, my dream was to become a doctor. I always wanted to help the sick. Now I'm in the dental school together with others who had similar dreams. The support from the Ghana Education Trust Fund has made things a lot better. Their support has helped provide new equipment, teaching aids, improved facilities, and our student loan. We're studying hard, and we know that we can continue to count on support from Get Fund to turn our dreams into reality.
At the end of the contest, our final scores are Pope John Secondary School 70 points, Mfantsipim School 87 points. Pope John Secondary School, thank you very much for giving us such a wonderful contest. You did very well. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to you at this point. We hope to see you again at some point. Mfantsipim School, congratulations on winning this contest. We will be seeing you again very soon. We hope you make your preparations so that we have another excellent contest when we see you. Viewers, thank you for being with us today for this very exciting contest. We hope you'll join us next time when we bring you the 8th of our contests in our series of 1/16th stage of competition. Thank you for being with us again. Don't miss next time's contest. It will be between Presbyterian Boys Secondary School and Koforidua Secondary Technical School. Goodbye.